between, right?
Yeah.
Could you summarize what the three options were again?
Yeah. So the first one was like, oh crap. It was just like the traditional business model was the first one. And then the second one was the razor and razor blade model. And so that one was lowering the price of the actual machine, but that way they'd get out their product, but then they'd charge, I think, $200 for each cartridge.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one was make the machines really cheap, and then just
And get data.
yeah, and then do the data mining, and then create a database, and then charge people to use their database.
With me, I thought this one was kind of an interesting case because it throws in the variable of what they ultimately want to do, which is be able to help the healthcare industry and have a lot of control and make a difference there. So it's like at that point, you have to look at two variables. You have to look at what's the most cost-effective approach and what's going to be the best business model, while at the same time upholding what your kind of core values are, which makes it kind of interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Because they said they wanted to change the, like you said, the industry to make it better for the medical field, but also they wanted to have a decent return for their investors.
Mm-hmm.
And so there wasn't really a clear cut choice.
Hey guys, John Davies is calling me on Hangouts, and I can't answer. I've got a baby in my arms, but if somebody wants to send him a Hangout real quick,
yeah,
we can jump in.
Yeah, I'll invite him again.
So I must have had it all wrong then. He's probably going by 5:30, which is what you guys were saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I must be wrong. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I invited him again, so I can do it next week, and he can do it. I mean, I can do it this week, and he can do it next week if he wants.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I couldn't see. I knew my phone was vibrating, but I didn't know why. My fault for asking him to do it and then kind of asking you to do it.
He's not accepting the request. I don't know why he's not.
I don't know.
I would message him and let him know that that we got something going already.
Right. I'm trying to figure out how to send him a private message. Yeah, I don't know if I can send him a private message right now.
I wonder if we can. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. I think I might have a couple of texts from him.
Yeah, if you could text him, that'd be great.
Oh, let me. So messages. Did you get the invite to the meeting? Just want to confirm it was sent. I'm just sending him a text saying that you already started one.
Did you send it to his Gmail or to his BYU Idaho? The invite.
His Gmail.
All right, just double checking.
Yeah.
I'm asking him if he can accept Michael's. I'm sorry, I totally messed everything up today, guys.
No worries.
I just sent him a text. Hopefully he can find your request.
Okay. If I push.
I've actually never really done the requests. I've never received one on the computer. I've only received them on my phone. Is it just?
I mean, it's
email?
simple. If you just click the group chat at the top, you click it and it says "Join a video call in progress."
Gotcha.
So if he's in the group chat, he can join the call.
There he is.
Okay, nice.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I'm sorry. Michael and I got talking a little while ago, and there was a miscommunication on the time on my part. So I asked Michael to go ahead and get something started. So it's all on me. I apologize for the miscommunication on times.
Yeah,
So
no
we
worries.
were just starting to talk about the case study and the three business models that Genapsys is trying to decide between. And kind of the other variable being them wanting to make a social difference in the medical industry, right?
Yeah, I think that was their main thing, was to make a social difference in the medical industry, but also for their investors, so that they can pay their investors back.
Yeah.
I think was also important to them.
I think that's why my decision was the third one, the low cost but gathering data, because it said in the case they felt like having that data would give them the most control over making that difference.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going with, because when we talked about our last case study on how they use the data and how that made the bigger profit, the bigger impact, the biggest information collection. It's kind of like with our church when they're doing ancestry. It's not necessarily, it's the data collection that's the bread and butter. It's the data collection that can make the most change. Like, you figure out all these things about people. You can figure out how to cure cancer. You can figure out how to do all these different processes that we don't have.
Yeah, I agree. So I chose the second one because I didn't really understand why they couldn't still do the data mining, why they couldn't gather data, but also do number two, because it gets their product out there enough that they're still the cheapest option between the actual units and the cartridges. And so I chose number two because I figured they could do that one and gather data. But,
see, Michael, I'm with you on that. I was saying that they could do both 2 and 3,
yeah.
Offer the product, be low cost, and build out their database at the same time.
Right. I mean, I chose number two on the pre-discussion poll, but I mean, I think they can do both.
Is there anything in the case that indicates why it tied the data with the capability with this system? I didn't see anything. I don't know why.
Well, my theory is they probably only had enough money to initiate one of them. Just like how the other guy who was doing the brokerage thing, Cake Financial, he didn't have very much money. Like, he ran out of money because he was trying to do all those things at once. So maybe this is that case where they already got their funding. With the funding, they only have the resources to do one of the three.
Mm-hmm.
That actually makes sense.
That's like their 5-year plan. They could implement all three, but in the next 2 years or whatever, they have to pick one.
So they could, if they felt the need, they could go with the second option and then implement the data portion later, then probably after receiving more funds.
Yeah, that would also make more sense because then they have more data by then as well, so there'd be more to use.
Well, it did talk about in the case study that they did debate on pursuing a hybrid strategy with elements of the different models.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so that's what led me
I wasn't
to
sure if that was
lean
more
towards
of
two.
just the two different sales sections.
No, I agree with that one. I think it's right towards the end they ask if they should pursue a hybrid. And so I mean, that would be my choice would be to start out with number 2 because then they're still getting their product out. They're still making it better for the consumer and the medical field because they said that number 1 wouldn't really change the medical field. It would benefit people, but not as much as option 2 and 3.
That makes sense. So you two mainly chose 2 because it looks like it would provide the most return on investment. It would produce the most revenue then.
Yeah, to start out with.
Yeah.
Because option 3 wouldn't have a return until I think year 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Whereas this one would kind of start right off the bat.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Did you guys
do
the Excel exercises?
No, I haven't had a chance to do that.
I haven't yet.
Yeah, because in that one, he kind of walks you through each option, and they have graphs of kind of your cash flows. And so the first year, you're down 10,000 or so, or 10 million. I can't remember which, and then after the first year, it rises from there. And it's the same with the second year, but with the third option, it takes all the way into year 6 for it to start rising. And by then you're, 600 or 60 million deficit by the time you start making money.
Just FYI, my battery in my phone's about to die. So if I leave, that's why.
That's fine.
So I agree, actually. I mean, talking about it, I think you're right. I think probably going with the item that's going to bring the most revenue and then moving in.
I think we lost Patrick. I think going with number 3, if there's 60 million in the hole, that's going to be a hard thing to hold on to investors and hold on to shareholders and allow them to see the true vision long term. Just constantly year after year going further and further into deficit.
Yeah.
I can't imagine many shareholders or investors hanging on that long saying, sure, it's going to be great.
Right. I mean, but with option 3, after that 6th year, it grows faster than the other 2. But like you said, I mean, I don't think most investors don't want to wait that long to start seeing a return.
All right. Is there anything else anyone has for this one?
Not really. I think it asks you to kind of go over the Excel stuff for this one. So, I mean, that's kind of individual. So,
yeah, that's all I had.
Okay.
Yep, and I think that's all I had too. So my question is, how do you just stop the broadcast, and then what do you do to post it to YouTube to get the URL number?
From my understanding, the way that Patrick was explaining it to me right before earlier today, he was mentioning that as soon as you stop the broadcast, it automatically posts it to YouTube.
Okay, and it'll post it to my channel. Then I just copy and paste the.
And you just copy and paste the link. Yep.
Okay. No, that sounds good. If there's nothing else, I'll probably just end it. And then, are we planning on meeting this Thursday also?
This Thursday, 7 o'clock, to cover the 2 cases, the one due Saturday and the one due next Wednesday.
Okay, and is that
so we'll only have 1 meeting a week.
7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, because I couldn't meet till then. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So 9 o'clock East, 7 o'clock Mountain, 6 o'clock Pacific.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Alrighty.
I will end it and then get that out to you guys.
Awesome.
All right, thanks.
Have a
Thanks,
good night.
everybody.
Yeah, you
Have a good
too.
one.
Bye.